Hello students, a very good evening to everyone. Let us start with our online session of subject self-development and art appreciation. Student, as you know, in last period we have already started with the fifth chapter, art appreciation and visual art, that is understanding the beauty in art. In that we have studied what is art, finding how we can find out art in our day-to-day life, and how we can appreciate the different art forms, and how we can find art in nature and the color combination, and how we can create a natural colors at home, and how we can find shapes and figures in stones by using the sculpture or carving method. And creativity, we have studied about this, and carving designs, this all we have studied in last period. And we also have studied the visual art, which is are present in three forms: two dimensional medium, where the picture is drawn on paper or poster, something like that; and the electronic art, where we have made on a computer or laptop or mobile; and three dimensional medium is nothing but sculpting or carving on stone or wood, is called three dimensional medium. And five elements of visual art, we also studied about this, that is line, shape, color, light and shadow, and texture. Now let us continue with the same topic. Here today we will start with the still life. What is still life? This you may be studied in your drawing, that an art mostly depicting different arrangements of non-living object is called still life. Now here the picture is given, beside that your five objects are given. Just observe that five elements of visual art have been used in different still life artworks. Okay, now next is memory drawing, an artwork depicting incidents or visuals based on one's experience or memory is called memory drawing. Okay, now in our life we have faced with many incidents. Okay, if I'll remember one of the incident and I'll make a picture of that, that is nothing but memory drawing. Now observe how five elements of the visual art have been used here. Here the memory drawing is drawn for planting a trees. The same way you can remember one of your incidents and draw on paper, that is nothing but memory drawing. Now next is calligraphy. Both the Devanagari and Roman script contains alphabets made of circular shapes, triangles, squares, straight lines, etc. Okay, all these shapes are used in Devanagari and Roman script. Following pens and brushes can be used to create calligraphy content. You must be seeing the calligraphy and writing in English also, in that is Roman script also we can write by using method calligraphy. Okay, now what are the things we need to create a calligraphy is brush, cut nibs, boru, sketch pen, cut sketch pen, markers, flat brush, etc. Now here the example is given for each and every brushes or pens. The first is brush. By using a brush we can write the first example, the Bal Bharti is written, that is written by using brush. And the cut nibs, it is by using cut nibs, again we can write in this way. So all the flat brush as a dark one, and markers is a blue one, and the sketch pen, it is little bit light. So in this way, by using all these pens and brushes, we can create a different calligraphic handwriting. You must be have heard about this calligraphy. Okay, now next is plain practical geometry. That is, geometrical constructions are not only useful in learning mathematics but also in creating different designs and proportionate shapes. They are useful in capturing the details in measurement while sketching. So while sketching also we can use this plain practical geometry. Here one example is given how we can draw a pyramid and a cylinder by using geometrical construction. Okay, expressing same things differently. Okay, now what you observe in all this picture, it show the same thing, that is the sunrise, but it is showing in, it is expressing in different ways. Okay, so by using drawing or painting, we can express the same thing in different ways. Appreciating visual art. Okay, let us take an example. Any food dish has some ingredients which have to be mixed and cooked. The final taste of the same dish would differ when your mother, sister, or chef in the hotel makes it. The reason is that each one uses the same ingredients in different styles so that the taste, the look, and the smell of the food dish may differ. Similarly, in visual art, the artist mixes the various elements of art as per his or her own creativity and imagination to create art. Understanding this is a appreciating art. Now let's read about some world famous artists. Here we have Raja Ravi Verma. Raja Ravi Verma is a celebrated Indian artist born in Kerala. Ravi Verma was famous for his depiction of Hindu deities and episodes. Deities means what? God, ya God ya fir goddess. And episodes from the epics and Puranas, events from the epics, that is Mahabharata and Ramayana. From this, his work is considered to be a great example of a fusion of European techniques and Indian sensibility. The next we have Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh was a Dutch painter highly revered in the art world. His paintings include landscapes, portraits, etc., which are characterized by bold colors. Bold colors means that is bright colors, and dramatic and loud and expressive brush strokes. The bold strokes can be clearly seen in this painting that is given beside this. Okay, now let's read about Pablo Picasso. Picasso was a Spanish painter and sculptor. He was a highly revered artist of 20th century and had a most distinct style of painting called Cubism. Cubism means what? The paintings in which the plain geometrical shapes are used and the collage is also used. You must be know about collage, that the piece of the paper or the piece of picture which we should arrange in a definite manner. Okay, in his paintings, the subject and objects of his paintings are broken up into pieces, that is a collage of a painting or a picture, and rearranged in an abstract form, as can be seen in this painting which is given beside this. Here he has broken the picture into pieces and he has rearranged it in an abstract form. The next, Georgia O'Keeffe. Georgia O'Keeffe was an American artist. She is one of the most significant artists of the 20th century, known internationally for her boldly innovative art. A distinct flower, dramatic cityscapes. Cityscapes means what? The visual side of an city or urban area. Glowing landscapes and images of bones against the stark desert sky are iconic. The example for this is given, the picture which is beside this. That is an example for bones. Now let's read about Jamini Roy. Jamini Roy was an Indian painter. He was honored with the National Award of Padma Bhushan in 1955. He was one of the most famous pupils of Rabindranath Tagore. Pupils means student. He was a student of Rabindranath Tagore, whose artist originality and contribution to the emergence of modern art in India remains unquestionable, that is undoubted. Now let's read about Amrita Shergill. She was one of the most talented painters ever to have graced the Indian soil. She was an artist beyond compare. Though she lived for just 28 short years, she left an indelible mark on the history of contemporary Indian art. Her paintings were the perfect blend of Western and Indian techniques, which gave them an exotic appeal. Blend means what? Mix. That is Western culture and the Indian culture, or Western technique and Indian technique. Now let's read about K.G. Subramaniam. K.G. Subramaniam was awarded the Padma Vibhushan in 2012. He was a multifaceted personality. Multifaceted means the multi-talented personality. He was an artist, teacher, storyteller, poet, cultural organizer, textile designer, all rolled into one. He challenged traditions and dared to depart from orthodox ideas to create a unique style of his own. Dare to depart from orthodox ideas means what? Orthodox idea means the traditional beliefs and the traditional practices or ideas which he had dared to depart. He left all that traditional ideas and he has created his own unique style of art. Now let's read about Abalal Rahman. Abalal Rahman was a talented visionary artist. He was born in Kolhapur in around 1856 to 1860. In 1888, he was awarded the Viceroy medals for his work. After seeing his work, Rajarshi Shahu Maharaj appointed him as an artist in the royal court. Abalal Rahman had a mastery over using watercolors. His creativity can be seen through this depiction of birds, animals, portraits, procession, etc. He made use of different techniques like finger painting, shading, pencil, sketching to create art. Okay, now let's read about some Indian folk art forms. Folk art means art of the people. An ancient Indian folk painting and art style have been passed down from generation to generation and they are still practiced in different parts of the country. Now let's read more about this folk arts. The first one we have Madhubani. Madhubani is also called as Mithila art. It is originated in Mithila kingdom of Janak, who is the father of Sita from Ramayana. In present day it is in Nepal and Bihar. It is one of the most popular Indian folk arts practiced mostly by women who wanted to be one with God, characterized by geometric patterns. This art form wasn't known to the outside world until the British discovered it after an earthquake in 1930s revealed broken houses with Madhubani paintings. Most of these paintings or wall murals depict God, flora and fauna. Now let's see next Varli. The Varli painting is originated by the Varli tribes from the Western Ghats of India in 2500 BC. This is easily one of the oldest art forms from India. It is mainly the use of circles, triangles, squares to form numerous shapes and depict daily life activities like fishing, hunting, festivals, dance and more. What set it apart is the human shape, a circle and two triangles. The human shape is drawn by one circle and two triangles. All the paintings are done on a red ochre or dark background while the shapes are in the white in color. The shape whatever they will draw, it will be in white color, only the background will be in dark. The next is Gond art. Characterized by a sense of belonging with nature, the Gondi tribe in Madhya Pradesh created this bold, vibrantly colored paintings depicting mainly flora and fauna. Flora means plants and fauna means animals. The colors come from charcoal, cow dung, leaves, and colored soil. If you look closely, it is made up of dots and lines. Today, these styles are imitated but with acrylic paints. The next is Tanjore. From down south, Tanjore or Tanjavur paintings originated in 1600 AD, encouraged by Nayakas of Tanjavur. You can recognize the Tanjavur paintings by its use of gold foil, which glitters and lends the painting a surreal look. This panel paintings on wooden planks depicts devotion to God, goddess, and sons. It borrows its styles from Maratha and Deccan art as well as European styles. The next is Kalamkari. Literally it means drawings with a pen. Today Kalamkari art is used on saris and ethnic clothing and depicts anything from flora and fauna to epics such as Mahabharata or Ramayana. Now let's see some popular Indian embroidery forms which are still in use in today also. The first one we have Fulkari. The next is chicken curry. The most famous folk style of cloth is chicken curry. The next is Jardosi or Kashida curry, Rajasthani patchwork. These all are the popular Indian embroidery forms. Okay, now this is all about this chapter. One more topic is left, that is importance of the visual arts in life. Now, as discussed in the beginning of this chapter, every human being need to express himself or herself. Today's youth need a safe space and opportunity to express themselves freely. Art can be a medium to express one's feeling, thoughts, opinions, experiences, and also communicate ideas. Understanding historical references and making sense of the happening in a day-to-day life can also be facilitated by art. Given this here, some one reason is given why art is an important part of our life. Now the importance are given here. Art provides a chance to develop cognitive skills, creative skills, and a aesthetic sense. Brain research confirms that art strengthens the problem solving and critical thinking skills, adding to overall academic achievement, school success, and preparation for the world of work. The more we connect to different people through art, the more we understand their culture, history, beliefs, practices. Due to this, our respect, affection, and tolerance for other increases, thus promoting peace and harmony. Okay, now this is all about this chapter. Hope you understand this chapter. If you have any doubts regarding this chapter, you can ask in doubt clearing section. Thank you.